What's going on? This is Craft Collects, and it's happening, y'all. We're finally here after 11 months of waiting. Various retailers. I've gone through options at Super7 itself, Amazon, and we finally stuck with Entertainment Earth. We have secured the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the closest to cartoon accuracy we're gonna have for the foreseeable future because NECA is focusing on the old 86 tune and the now 2012. We don't know who's gonna pick up the 2003 mantle outside of Super7 if Super7 does not make it through this contentious time. So thank you to Entertainment Earth for at least putting up a discount so that if new buyers purchase, you get it for the old $55 retail and not the $59 uppriced tariffed retail. So I was able to lock in a box of these. They came in and out of stock a few times, all four at once, and then dwindled down to just Leo, and then they restocked. So I haven't seen them on many other retailers up until this moment. This is a very long intro just to say that May's haul was a single box of Ninja Turtles. Couldn't have slimmed it down myself. Still found a way to spend over $200. So getting them out the packaging, you realize quickly how big a Super7 box is. Like, no complaints. The artwork and the color coding and the display of accessories looks really good. So for inbox collectors, you win, but it also takes up a lot of space. So the recording on my normal desk was short-lived. I had to quickly move over to the bigger desk because you realize I'm not going to be able to unbox and fit and display everything that I wanted to here. So we'll move on to that about nowish. So jumping straight in, being my first experience with a Super7 box, just a quick look over, once over, to see what the packaging provides. Entertainment Earth did a great job in shipping them. Nothing came damaged. To Super7, I guess in turn, also packaged them in their own mailers. So appreciation for that. We're spending upwards, it's like $55 and up on each individual figure. I'm not sure at this current moment, even after unboxing them and taking a look at them, that they're worth the $55 price point. I don't believe this should be as much of a figure arts figure that comes with more accessories, but scales higher. So it's like, what is my own value in comparison to another figure that could be of the same price point? We haven't reached there yet. Going back to the packaging, this art style, the display, the orientation of the pictures, really reminiscent of old styled toys, and I'm very sure that's what Super7 prides itself on, is trying to get that old nostalgia built up. And it's sad that the person who molded and did the art for these figures is no longer with the company, not by choice of course, but with the current layoffs and the landscape that's going through. Could be a bit more on Super7's fault, could be of course the economic changes that's going on. So Super7 decided to take upon themselves to release a lot of people, and that kind of hurts because it's like, I want to appreciate these figures and give praise and shouts out to Kyle, who did an amazing job with bringing these turtles to life, and now he's not even there physically, with a lot of people who give him a lot of thanks for this work. But yeah, it sucks, man, because these look so good. He was already posting the next wave, which would have had Shredder, Casey, Splinter, and a Foot Soldier in it. And we're not even sure where that is going to go in the near future. So it sucks, man. It really does suck. And I just wanted to get that part out there before I dived into the figures. And hopefully we get some kind of reconciliation in the future. We're not sure how long Super7 will stick around for. But yeah, that's about it. All right, so let's dive into what we have here. So each one is kind of like color coded. Each one has its own identifiable Ninja Turtle on it, and they all display amazing. Those who actually picked up from Super7 got the little additional foreheads, and I didn't really find the need for them. There was like a slight difference. I think Mikey had like more of a winking, smiling face, and that's about it. Raph had a more angry face. It would have been cool if he came with like a little bit more smirking, grinning face, but I just decided to wait until they came out. My assumption was going to be in Amazon, and it hasn't happened yet. They pushed it to June. and we have not heard anything since. So because Super 7 is going through its little turbulent time, I picked these up early, and we are starting with Leonardo, leader of the Ninja Turtles. Small amount of accessories. If you look at this as a whole, you get, a swap out of 3 sets of hands, a communicator, and an extra head with his weapon set. That's it. At most, I think this might be like a $40, $45 set, not $55. So it's like they were almost anticipating price hikes in the future for just this set. I don't know. I don't see it. The materials on it, I guess it's the little sash and like belt part. Not the materials I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like a harder plastic. It's a soft rubber or like silicone, I don't know, material. And I don't know how it's going to hold up over time. If you are rough with moving your figures, I would say take it easy, probably warm it up a bit. Just be careful with bending and going over the double joints. As you can see, they have them in the arms and in the knees. Just be careful because that's where the bands cross over, and it's of course the thinnest portion. So I'm not too sure about that material choice going forward, but I do like the show accuracy. People were saying how, the art style shows a more muscular V-shaped turtle, but then you also have other pictures where kind of had this mold. So it's like they switch probably between scenes, and sometimes they'll have a more muscular shape, but they'll still have a kind of square figure. But I do feel like they're pretty TV show / cartoon accurate. Donatello, the same. He comes with one extra accessory, which is his goggles. Cool. He could have used like a spinning bow, like the NECA ones that came with, Pizza Club ones, and instead we just get one bow staff and that headset of a goggle. The coolest turtle of the crew, was more excited to get him out. Everybody has the correct color palette, which I appreciated. It's just one mold, but colored differently for each turtle. So, before, what was that? Maybe the 2012 was when they started to stray away and give us a slightly different mold so you can uniquely identify a turtle. So, Raph is bigger, or Mikey's smaller, or Donnie is taller, type of thing. So this is just 4 bases colored differently. So I'm very sure that's where Super 7 saved a lot of their money. Opening Mikey, he really does have one of the cooler effect pieces. Same amount of accessories pretty much, except you just add 2 spinny parts that you attach to half of a nunchaku. That in itself is a plus, which most of them had another effect piece. Now, when you're posing them up, like I said, it would probably behoove you to warm them up a smidge, but I just decided to just be super careful. And, my normal method is trying to like bend it with my thumb over the away from the joint, but over it so that it doesn't apply too much force. This way I'm not, spending too much time trying to warm up my figures, but also I can get to the articulated poses that I wanted to. I love Raph, of course. Had him in a nice little sweet jumping pose right here. I like the articulation that we have. I'm unfamiliar with other Super 7 articulation, but I've heard complaints. So it's like, knowing that much, am I appreciating it a bit more? We'll see. Donnie, I like how his bow staff goes, where it has that angled hoist, but it also is kind of like a bit wider than expected. So I'm not too sure how it will stay in if you just have him posed up, standing straight up and down. Adding the little goggles here gives you a little bit more character so that he's not just, another duplicated character mode. I swapped out his head also to the additional one that was in here. And then moving on to Leo. I feel they have decent balancing, but of course, remember, these do have turtle shells, so a lot of the weight distribution is probably towards the back. I'm not sure how hollow they are, so I tried to do it with like a pose on one foot. Impossible to be done. So all in all, they do pose really well. You may be in need of stand if you want to get elevated, if you want to get I'm not even sure if the Gundam stands or the model stands will hold up this weight because they do have some width to them. But overall, I am super happy to have these in person. They do exactly what I wanted them to do, which is to take the animated figures and bring them to real life. Those who collected those 2012 retro figures, of course, they love those for nostalgia, but this is the show incarnate. Also decided to get a Toon Leo here because why not? Toon Leo and that whole Turtles in the Skies crew from the 86 cartoon, freaking amazing. So great. Such a great pack. thanks once again, Steve Archer, for sending this down this way, because I was not going to find this in person anytime soon. These look great next to each other, because remember that one episode when they had that little crossover? There we go. Boom. I probably even have a reason to put these guys side by side. And yeah, I'm a fan. I'm not sure if we'll get wave 2. We'll see what happens. They just have to, weather the storm. But there are other companies that are closing down at this current moment. If you let go of the person who was doing all the art, like, who do you have so that you can get these figures done? You already had prototypes, so maybe if you can make it to next year, we'll see these. Nobody knows. Literally nobody knows, not even the staffers themselves. But yeah, I'm happy with what we got. Like I said, I wish we got a bit more for the price point. Those who wait for the sales will be greatly rewarded, because you will get exactly what you wanted, which is a 2003 accurate representation. And for those who do any type of detailing, you will have so much fun with these, adding the little shading marks, because they deserve them. They need a little bit more detail to stand out on the shelf. Right now, they're currently on my shelf, my little display shelf that I have in between my artwork. So they'll stay on here for the next month or so until I find another figure to put there. But yeah, this has been the haul for May. I am happy with this purchase, and that's about it. We got some more things coming in. They'll probably arrive in June, the beginning, and I will start recording those once they get here. But in the meantime, let's appreciate the 2003 Turtles. We'll see what happens going forward. But thank you for watching. Keep collecting. Don't let these weird, uncertain times mess up your certain times. We don't know what's going to happen, so let's just wait it out. Make sure you keep your money safe. Budget when you need to. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side. Peace.
Great job.